So let's go ahead and start. So today I am going to show you a super cute card that is made with the sweet strawberry. You know, I'm funny because I told Lisa, I won't buy this set. I won't make these cards. I don't make food cards. This one has turned out to be so fun. I love it. It is just so easy to work with, and just a really great set. So I am very happy that I bought it. So yeah. So anyway, this is what we're going to work with, and this coordinates. It has a punch that goes with it, so it does have a punch, and it has some beautiful paper that goes with it. So I'm going to turn my camera down so you guys can see, and we'll get started. Okay, so hang on for the ride. Here we go. This never works totally smoothly for me. Okay, that's my wall and my front door. And let's see if I can just turn it and get it to my tabletop. Let's see where I am here. You know what? I need to lower this thing today so that it's not up quite so high. Because it's tipping a funny way. There we go. Let's go that way. Oops, we're sliding. Okay, you don't need to see me. You need to see my table. There we go. Oh, my son just walked through here and said something, and made perfect sense to me. Something that I need to do for these Facebook Lives. And I need to lower my table just a little bit. So let me do that so I can see better. Now I can see my camera better. Okay, good. I think we're set. Okay, so this coordinates with the Berry Blessings, which is free, with a $100 order from Celebration. And it also comes with this beautiful paper. So I'm going to show you this. This is one side of it. It has some great patterns. Love these. So that's one side of it. Then we flip it over, and on the other side, it's all berries. And so it's a little overwhelming. It all blends together on this side, but it's beautiful paper. It's got blackberries. I think that's what those are. Strawberries, blueberries, mixtures. So it is beautiful. So with a $100 purchase, you can get these come together as one bundle, and they're free through Celebration, and that's only through the end of this month. So let's put those aside, and let's go ahead. I have a new host code this month. It's a new month, so we have a new host code. So I'm going to set that right up there. I will be getting my blog caught up. I'm a little bit behind in the host code. So I will be getting that caught up, and I'm behind in a couple of things right now. But let's go ahead and have fun creating this card. It is a birthday cake pop-up card, is what it is. So we're going to get started with, first of all, guys, can you all hear me okay? Let me know if you're hearing me okay. I just want to see if my microphone is working. You should be able to hear me really clearly. So, hi Carol. Okay, so we're going to get started with this. We're going to cut this we're going to take a piece of basic white and cut it at 4 1/4 inches. And so that's 4 1/4 by 11. And then we're going to take and we're going to cut the other piece that's left to 4 inches. By 8.5. I'm going to hang on to that. And this is the extra thick Whisper White or Basic White. Okay, I'm also going to cut this. This is Just Jade, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. We're done with that for right now. Okay, then I am going to take both of these. Oh, I need to score. I forgot to score. Okay, I'm going to score. This is the 11-inch. It looks so long. And I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. And then on this one, which is our 8.5 inch, I'm going to score it at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. So there's 6. I think I have to open up my little elbow here. You know what? I'm not sure where it is there, so I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to score it at 2 1/8, just to be sure that I have the right measurement. Okay, now we can put the trimmer away. Okay, so I am going to burnish these with my bone folder, because I'm going to do something to these and I wouldn't be able to tell where the lines were afterwards. So I'm going to emboss these, and I'm just going to emboss the center section of these. So I am using the painted texture. So I need the basic number 1, plate number 1, and this is where it needs to be a little higher, huh? Plate number 4. So there's just 1 and 4, and I'm going to put my folder in there. And you just want to make sure that your folder isn't going to touch on the edges, because you don't want to wear your folder down. So now I can come back and crease those lines again. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for right now, and we have something else to emboss later. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 pieces of Just Jade and my card base, if I can get it, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here in the center, and I'm going to attach this Just Jade to the front of my card here. Oops, it moved. Did I not put adhesive on there? Maybe not enough. Okay. We don't want it moving. We want it to stay where we put it. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just a little bit in the center here. And I'm centering it. This is my score line up here, so I'm just kind of centering it on those 2 parts. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my machine back, and this time I'm going to use plate number 1, plate number 2, and I'm going to use 2 3s. So there's 1 3, and I'm going to put this in. Okay. Slide in there. We're not. Okay. And then I'm going to use the largest circle from the stitched from the layering circles dies. And I'm going to put this, oops, that piece of paper is still moving. I think I should have used a little better cardstock. A little better adhesive. There is no better cardstock, huh? Okay, so I'm just going to place this about 1 inch from the top and center it from side to side. And I'm going to cut. And I know it's not going to cut through 3 pieces of cardstock, especially because one of them is the extra thick Whisper White. But it's going to give me a mark in the 3rd one, and it's a little tight. And this top one, see how it's all yucky looking? That's going to get embossed, so it's not going to make any difference. So I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to pull this one off. Okay. And I'm going to pull these apart. See, now they're sticking. These are basically trash because you can't use them again. Okay, so then I'm just going to put this back through, and now I have a nice little circle here where it's going to go. However, let's see, which way do I want to cut this? This is my glued side. This is going here. Just going to cut it. Okay. And my plate. Okay. All right, let's see how we did. So this goes this way. And that is just right. I put it in there straight. I got a feeling it goes this way, guys. It does. It goes this way. Okay. Let's score that. Okay. Okay, and then this one is going to get embossed. And I want to make sure that this is getting embossed the right direction. So I want to make sure that this is the front and that it's lining up on side to side, and it is. Okay, so this is my front. So I'm going to emboss this with Dainty Diamonds. Just lost something on the floor. Okay, and I'm embossing, so I get to take all of this stuff out of here and use plate number 4. And there are my Dainty Diamonds for the front. Now, I am going to, while I have my machine here, I am going to go ahead and cut my oval. So I'm using the largest scalloped oval, and I'm just going to cut. I only need one side of this, so I'm not going to worry about the other side, whether it fits or not. I just had a scrap of paper there that I figured I would use. So, oops, what am I doing? Wrong thing. That would have been interesting. Okay, so there we are. Okay, we are done, I think, with this. Okay. Okay, on this, we're going to bring back our cutter, and I'm going to trim off part of this. If you cut a whole one, then you'll have enough to make 2 cards. So I know it needs to be 1 1/4 inches. So I'm just gonna put it there and oops, cut it. So, because this is 2 1/2. So if you cut the whole thing, it's 2 1/2. All right, let's get our card together now. Okay, so we have this. my mat back. And that way I stay in camera. And we have all these great pieces. Okay. So, let's start with, the first thing I want to do is I want to attach a piece of ribbon. This is going to go in my card. So on the third panel here, right here, I want to attach a piece of this ribbon. Oh goodness, that is my last piece of this ribbon. I have another roll. Okay, let's see if it's going to be enough. That looks like it. So I'm going to attach, I think I will use Stampin' Seal for this, I think. And just put it onto there and see if I can't fold that around. Boy, that's good use of the end of the ribbon, isn't it? Okay. It should be a little bit longer, but that'll be fine because you're gonna see it on the front. That's what I wanted. Okay, so let's adhere our front panel onto our card. And because this has been compromised, because it's been embossed, I'm going to use the liquid glue. I find that many times the Stampin' Seal, I love the product, but when it's something that's already been compromised in some way, it has a tendency to tear the paper and make a mess. Okay, so that's my front, and then I'm going to put this one on the inside, so I just want to make sure that I have it going the right direction. I do not have it going the right direction. One way it's going to fit. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with this one, just put some adhesive on there. And glue that right in there. Okay. All right, now on this panel, now this is where my ribbon is. This panel is going to go inside my card. But I need to make sure that I'm not gluing where the hole is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this in here, line it up, and I'm leaving a little space on each side. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to make a couple little marks here, just so that I know where I'm going with that. And I'm going to glue outside of those marks. And then I'm just going to close down that door, and boom. And then I'm going to go back and take my pencil, my eraser, and just erase those marks a little bit, maybe. Maybe not. They're staying. Okay, they're too close to the line. Okay, so there is the beginning of my card, my pop-up. So then I'm going to attach my silver foil. Where's my good piece? I see my piece there it is. I'm going to attach my silver foil right here. And that's going on that fold just so that it's in there. And then I'm going to glue all of this down. And I'm folding it into the back into that fold line in there. So I'm going to fold that in, line it up. And you can see what I did there. So I folded it back in so it just met up with that. And that way I didn't have to question, did I get it in the right place? You should be able to close your card also. Okay, one more thing that we need to do with that why can't I think of the name of this machine today? Stamp. No. What is this crazy little thing called? Okay, my machine, that's what it's getting called today. So I'm coming back in here and I'm going to cut with this circle. And if I had been really good about it, I would have used an adhesive that would not stick so much to the other to this when I cut it out, and I could have used that, but I didn't have one that was wanting to release. So I'm going to cut another circle the same size, and I am going to also emboss that with the painted texture folder. So let me grab that, and we're going to remove these two. Oops, put our circle in here. And let's put this on top. So plate number 4 goes on top. I have my embossing folder, and I need to look at what I did there. Okay, my folded end is in first. That was my concern. No problem there. And I'm doing it left-handed for some strange reason, because that's how I put the machine up on the table. Okay. All right, now let's put this down again. And I think we're done with it completely. So take this out. So doesn't that look like icing on a cake? I think so. I think it very much looks like icing on a cake. Okay, so this is going to get glued in the bottom half down here. Is where you're going to glue this, and it should fit right in that circle. It's cut from the same die, it's the same size. So now we have our cake. Isn't that cute? I love it. I think it's so cute. Okay, now we're going to decorate our cake. I have this, and I wanted to show you guys. I've already stamped my strawberries, but what I did is I stamped them in Poppy Parade. I stamped the outside just like that, and I always stamp the outline first because it's easier with the photopolymer for me to see through it, unless you're using a really dark ink. And so I was able to line these up and just stamp the images. And I missed on that one, didn't I? I don't think I can do it with this way, and I know there are many people who do it this way. Let's try it and see. Does it work better? And you know what? Everybody will have to try for themselves to see what works better. Actually, that worked really good this time. So it's whatever you find easiest to use is what you stamp first. So I have already stamped mine and cut them out. And these are super simple to cut out. You just want, when you're cutting them, you want to move your paper, don't move your scissors. So, whoops, and that's something that took me a long time to learn. I did not learn that in kindergarten. I learned it after I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I learned it actually from my upline. And so you're going to turn the paper instead of turning your scissors, and it'll make for a nice rounder cut. And I usually start on a straight edge. Here I started on a point. So now I'm going to have a funny little end. Nope, it worked out fine. So they're easy to cut out. I cut out 8 of them. And then I needed one more, and I punched that one. So the punch is amazing. I love it. So the punch, the only thing is on the extra thick paper, if you're punching the whole thing, it's pretty intense to punch it because you've got a lot of different elements. And it punches at different levels. So if I just squeeze a little bit, it'll punch part of it. I can't squeeze a little bit because the paper's so thick. Okay, so as you see, but it is really hard to do. So you'll want to use a regular Whisper Basic White when you do the berries because they are so thick. I was going to show you how to line this up with your Stamparatus, but I'm not using black today. I am using different colors. So I used the green, if I was using a black outline, I would. But you know what, I'll do a video and put that on Facebook on how to line those up with your Stamparatus, and I'll do that after this is over. So I've already cut my little strawberries here. And I've already cut my greeting. So my greeting, I just stamped and embossed with Whisper White. So if you don't know how to do that, get in touch with me. And the key to embossing is heat it until it turns shiny. Once it's shiny, you're done. If you continue after it's shiny, then you've lost the embossing and it'll start fading out. So, so to do this, I just put a little bit of adhesive on my, first of all, decide where my greeting is going to go. And I just put a little bit of adhesive on there and stuck those strawberries so that they're sticking up. Let's see, let's make him come up a little higher. And same thing with this one. I'm going to put that one on the other side. It needs to be a little higher. Whoops. Okay, and then for the center one, this is the one that I punched. And I have also punched a stem for it. So I'm going to attach my stem to my strawberry. And then I am going to use, which way does that go? This way. I know somebody who put all of her strawberries on upside down on one of her things. Okay, so then I'm going to put dimensionals on here. And nobody told her they were upside down. They were so gracious with her. But she found out later, and I think her husband told her. Okay, so I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. This would be a perfect place to use the black ones that I never remember to bring out, because then you wouldn't see anything. And I'm just going to stagger them. Okay, come off. And this is going to go. Now I want to watch my corners here so that I'm not going to get caught when it gets opened. Okay, and then this is also going to go on with the dimensional, and I'm going to put my dimensional up here and then put my berry on it. That way I know where that's going to go. Okay, so that's the outside other than the bling, and we'll add that when we're all done. Now for the inside of our cake here, I'm going to push that open. And I have 4 more of these strawberries, and I'm just going to put some adhesive right across here because that's where they're going to go. My first one I'm going to line up over here, and it's going to go over the edge because I have a little bit of room over here and I have a little bit of room over here. So I'm going to do the same thing here. It's going to go over the edge, hopefully about the same place. I think those are a little low. Maybe not. Okay. And then I'm going to come back and fill in the middles. That one probably should have gone behind the other one up top. And they do overlap. That's just life. When they're on a cake, they overlap, right? They go next to each other and they overlap. Okay. So I'm going to grab some ribbon. I ran out of that one, and just tie a bow. Wouldn't you love to receive this card in the mail? I would. I think it's so adorable. And trim off the ends. Actually, I'm going to tie 2 bows. One goes inside and one goes on the front. Oh, wrong scissors. I'm getting caught. Okay, so I'm going to use a glue dot to attach the bow. And just put that sweet little bow right there. This one I did in silver here. Oh, and I need a glue dot underneath. So here's my, take a pick tool and slip that underneath there just to hold everything in place. And then on the front, I'm going to put a glue dot also with a bow with a glue dot. How about that? Just right down there. And then I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit, just needed a little bit of bling to me. So I have some little just rhinestones here. They're little tiny rhinestones, and just 3 of them on the front. And there it is. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. I think it's so pretty. So you could even put rhinestones inside and stamp a greeting in here, something. Okay, so let me show you another one that I did and tell you how I did this one. So this is the same thing, but the ribbon, I used a different ribbon. I used the one from one of our combo packs. And this is vellum, and I used the brushes on it. I used this brush, these new brushes on it, and then just heated it a little bit to set the ink, and then I embossed it. I didn't like some of the way it came out, and I liked other things I liked about it. So I could see things underneath here where I glued it down that showed. This side looks great, but the other side looks kind of funky. But that was how I did this one. So just a little bit different version, the same, almost exactly the same. So I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you coming and watching with me. If you saw anything that you liked here, be sure to comment or go to my website and place an order. You can either order directly or you can email me your order. I appreciate your orders. It helps keep me in business. And this is my host code, so use the host code. And if you do, then I will send you, let's see, what can I send you this week? How about a roll of ribbon? A roll of this this beautiful green plaid, green gingham ribbon. So yeah, if you place an order through my my website and use this host code, I will send you a roll of the green gingham ribbon. And let's see if there's anything else I need to tell you today. I'm working on some classes coming out. I'm struggling with some classes coming out. I really want to use the berry class, but everything is on back order. The punch is on back order for that, and another one that I'm looking at, the punch is on back order for that. So hang in there. We will get there. I will be doing a berry class for sure. I have a couple other classes that are coming out, so keep your eyes open. I will be posting here on Facebook, as well as I will be sending you emails. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you've all enjoyed this. Bye-bye.